The silent run. Under a full moon, the cracked tarmac of Davos old airport stretches out like a forgotten scar on the landscape. Tall grass sways where planes once roared in and out. You can almost hear whispers from the past if you listen close enough. This spot, once buzzing with life, now sits empty and stirs up tales of ghosts and mysteries. In this piece, we'll dig into the real story behind the abandoned Davao Airport, from its busy days to the chills it gives locals today.
The rise and fall of Francisco Bangoy International Airport. A gateway to Mindanao, the airport's operational heyday. The old Davao Airport opened its doors in the 1950s, right after World War II shook up the Philippines. It quickly became a key spot for folks traveling to Mindanao, the big southern island full of farms and adventure. Planes from Manila and Cebu landed here often, carrying passengers, goods, and even government bigwigs during elections or festivals. Back then, this Francisco Bangoy historical site linked Davao City to the rest of the country. It helped grow the local economy by boosting trade in fruits like durian and bananas. One big moment came in the 1970s when a famous politician arrived for a rally, drawing crowds that filled the small terminal to the brim. You can picture the excitement, families waving goodbye, pilots checking maps under dim lights. Those days made the old Davao Airport a true hub in Mindanao transportation history. Without it, Davao's rise as a busy port city might have slowed down. Stats from that era show over 100 flights a week at peak times. It wasn't just about travel, it tied the region together in ways that still echo today. The strategic move, why the new airport was necessary. By the 1980s, the old site started to feel the squeeze. The runway was too short for bigger jets, limiting flights to small propeller planes. Davao City grew fast around it, with homes and shops popping up close by, making noise and safety big issues. Officials decided to build a new Francisco Bangoy International Airport about 15 miles away, near the coast. News reports from the late 1990s highlight how urban sprawl choked the old spot, no room for expansions. The switch happened around 2003, when the new terminal took over all operations. This move let larger aircraft land, cutting travel times and boosting tourism. Think of it like upgrading from a bike to a car on a busy road. The old Davao Airport couldn't keep up with the demand anymore. Current status and accessibility, a decommissioned relic. Today, the abandoned facility stands quiet in Sasa district, covered in vines and rust. Parts of the runway crack under weeds, and the terminal looks like a ghost town with faded signs hanging loose. Local folks see it as a mix of history and hazard. Some drive by for a peek, but few go inside. Security fences block easy entry, and guards patrol to stop break-ins. The place feels eerie at dusk, with bats fluttering in the old hangars. If you're thinking of visiting, know it's private property. Trespassing can lead to fines or worse. For safety, stick to guided tours if any pop up, or view from afar. Wear sturdy shoes if you explore legal spots nearby, like old war relics in the area. It's a reminder that history packs real risks. Unveiling the paranormal, documented ghost stories and lore. The most famous apparitions, accounts from locals and security personnel. Locals swear by sightings of a lady in white drifting near the control tower at night. She appears as if waiting for a late flight, her dress fluttering in the breeze. Security guards have quit jobs after spotting shadowy figures in the empty halls, saying they felt cold hands on their necks. One story from a 2010s local news clip tells of a night watchman who heard cries from the old baggage area. He ran out, pale-faced, claiming he saw kids playing where none should be. These tales spread fast in Davao, turning the abandoned airport into a hot spot for ghost hunters. Pilots' ghosts are another favorite. Folks report seeing uniforms in the fog, like echoes of past crashes. It's the kind of lore that draws you in, making you wonder what's real. The tragedy factor, connecting history to hauntings. A few plane mishaps in the 1960s left marks on the site's dark side. One small crash killed a family on board, and whispers say their spirits linger near the runway end. During World War II, Japanese forces used the area, leading to battles that buried soldiers right there. These events feed the fire of ghost stories, giving them a sad backbone. A local historian once noted in an interview how such losses tie into Filipino beliefs about unrest souls. It makes sense why the old Davao Airport feels heavy with unseen weight. No big war records confirm hauntings, but the pain of those days sticks around in tales passed down. Sounds in the silence, auditory phenomena reported. Night visitors often hear jet engines revving from nowhere, like a plane gearing up for takeoff. Footsteps echo in the terminal, slow and steady, as if someone paces the check-in counters. Over the radio, static sometimes turns into garbled announcements, calling flights that never existed. These noises freak out even tough explorers. One report from a Davao forum describes a group hearing laughter from the hangars, then silence. It's the audio side of the haunt that pulls you deeper into the mystery. Do you dare listen? Wind might play tricks, but locals insist it's more than that. Urban exploration, urbex, and the appeal of decay. The photographer's lure, aesthetics of abandonment. Abandoned places like this draw folks with cameras for their raw beauty. Peeling paint on walls tells stories of time's touch, while rusted gates frame shots like old movie sets. In the Philippines, Davao urbex locations shine for their mix of tropical wild and human ruins. Snap a pic of the control tower silhouetted against sunset, and you've got a piece of haunting art. It's that contrast of life and loss that hooks shutterbugs. Social media buzzes with these images, pulling more eyes to the site's quiet charm. Challenges and dangers of exploring the site. The thrill fades fast when you hit real risks. Floors in the terminal rot away, ready to give underfoot. Sharp metal scraps and broken glass hide in the grass, easy to miss in low light. Guards aren't the only worry, stray animals roam, and storms can flood the area quick. Asbestos from old buildings might
linger, bad for your lungs if stirred up. Go with a buddy, flashlight in hand, and sturdy boots to stay safe. For legal fun, check nearby heritage walks instead, same vibe, less trouble. Investigating the evidence. Architectural forensics, analyzing the remains. Walk the grounds, and you spot clues to the past. Faded signs for arrivals hang crooked, yellowed by years of sun. Old luggage carts rust in corners, wheels frozen in place. These bits paint a clear picture of daily life here, not just ghost fodder. The short runway marks show why bigger planes skipped it. It's history you can touch, separate from the spooks. Experts say such relics help preserve the site's true tale. Many sounds come from simple things, like wind whistling through cracks as voices. Shadows play tricks in dim light, turning branches into figures. Your mind fills in gaps when you're alone in a creepy spot. It's human nature. No solid proof backs the ghosts, most stories stay word of mouth. Science points to echoes and weather over spirits. Still, that doesn't kill the fun of a good yarn. The role of local mythology in preserving the site's mystery. In Davao, these tales keep the old airport alive in chats around dinner tables. They honor lost history through stories, like oral maps to the past. Ghosts become guardians, warning against forgetting. This folklore boosts tourism too, drawing curious souls to the area. It weaves the abandoned Davao Airport into the city's soul. Without it, the place might fade into just weeds and concrete. Davos Abandoned Airport blends solid history with spine-tingling lore, from its heyday as a Mindanao gateway to today's whispered haunts. We've seen how growth forced its closure and how tragedies sparked endless ghost tales. The site stands as a relic of change, urging us to respect both facts and fables. The old Davao Airport shaped the city, but its eerie quiet now fuels imagination. If you're near, snap photos from the road or join a history walk.
A local historian once noted in an interview how such losses tie into Filipino beliefs about unrest souls. This ghost airport reminds us stories outlive steel and stone, pulling us back for more. What secrets will you uncover next in Davos Hidden Corners?